What's up, shitheads? It's Ryan and Travis back with another episode of Dudes Talking Shit. This is episode number 47.
Dude, we're getting 52 is so close.
Yeah, it's like in 5.
That's so fucking
Or 4
crazy.
more, however you want to say
Man,
it.
I'm becoming really... we now have kind of built a set. We're getting there.
Yeah.
And I love this couch.
Getting used to it?
Dude, I'm getting...
I noticed last week, it's funny, I don't know what you're about to say, but at one point in the middle of last week's podcast, when I was sitting here, I'm like, fuck, this chair's really comfortable.
Dude, I'm getting comfortable to the point where I was just like... So, it's hard to explain the way it's all set up. But I was just thinking to myself, it's like, man, maybe I'll watch fights from over here tonight.
That's too far.
Well, like, the couch works great for me. Like, my
Oh, yeah, because you got the right
perfect.
angle, yeah.
Yeah, it's very comfortable. I was like, I could have a good nap on this. This would be fucking great. Dude, so this doesn't happen very often for the male species.
What happened, Travis? Tell us about it.
You're the worst.
What?
I love you. Yeah, I just got hit on at Starbucks.
You got hit on? Oh my God.
You are such a dickwad.
What? No, what the fuck went down?
So I went through the Starbucks drive-thru and I ordered a black coffee. And when I got up to the
What'd you
window-
order it to do?
Ayo. So when I got up there, this, like, she was gothy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She had like a bob cut kind of thing, and like her eyebrows were like drawn on and stuff.
At Starbucks?
Yeah, and like
In 2021?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
seems like more of a 1999 Starbucks.
I know, dude.
A little bit of a Marilyn Manson vibe going on.
I was like chubbed pretty quick. So yeah, I go up to the window and she was like, as she comes up to the window, she's like, I just want to thank you for your order. Not everyone knows how to order a coffee right, and ordering it black is the right way to do it. And people come in, and especially on Saturday nights, they're just like ordering all this stuff, and then they want modifications to it and all this shit. And so, like, now we're engaged in a conversation. So now we start going. And I'm like, oh, yeah, like, you know, that's the only way to have a coffee. Like, it's perfect just the way it is. You don't need to fuck with it. And, you know, just basically being coffee snobs. And she was like, I personally love just 2 shots of espresso over ice, no cream, no milk, just black. And I was like, yeah. And then, if I was single, do you know what I could have moved in for the kill just then?
Well, I'll give you 2 shots of cream tonight.
Hey,
That's the number.
No, but in all seriousness, I could have been like, why don't you give me your number and we can be coffee snobs together sometime?
That's fucking lame.
It would have been...
Yeah, I know, but the thing is...
It would have worked perfect.
With a critter like that, it would have worked.
And she was like, man, do you know, like, when a girl is alternatively dressed and she's really fucking cute, like she's good looking?
What do they wear at Starbucks? I've never been.
They wear, like, black t-shirts, I think black pants. Honestly, I pretty much only go through the drive-thru.
That's all I've ever done, too, and it's always been
And
with
they wear
you.
green aprons.
I knew that.
Yeah, you make my Starbucks drive-thru awkward. I love that Starbucks so much.
Why do I make it awkward?
What did you... I can't remember. Oh, so there's like a fucking rock facade on the drive-thru wall. And this dickhead...
Oh, yes,
we
that's
get
right.
up to the drive-thru, and he asks this poor young girl, who's at best 18 years old, 19 years old. He's like, hey, anybody ever try and climb this wall? And she is dumbfounded. She cannot understand what the fuck you would possibly mean. And not only that, then she turns around to ask another fucking staff member about it. Hey, did anybody climb this wall?
Well, man, I saw a wall. It looked like it was climbable. I got asked, did anyone ever climb this rock wall?
Oh, dude.
It made sense to
And you
me.
asked it as soon as we got up to the
Yeah,
window.
not a. Here's my debit card. Pay for this. Just nothing. Hey, anybody ever?
Dude, we still had 2 minutes at the window.
It's that long?
Sometimes they're slow. But yeah, that girl at the drive-thru literally just engaged me like in conversation for 3 or 4 minutes.
Fuck. Imagine
Like,
you wore a ring on your finger.
We held up the line.
Really?
100%. And I was like, God damn, feels nice. Thank you. Thank you for the coffee and the confidence boost.
Yeah, that's a little fucked up.
We also
She
just
could have
had-
lost her job for that. Imagine that was in
Oh, no.
imagine that was in reverse though.
Why?
Imagine you hit on her in her place of work.
Like, if she was the worker and I'm still the customer, but
Yeah.
I engage.
But you hit on her.
But I feel like there was nothing in that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That seemed pretty
It was
innocent.
very innocent.
Maybe she wasn't hitting on you at all and just making conversation, pal.
Maybe, but not. Oh, because she did this.
What'd she do? Blow you a kiss? Blow you off?
She was like, "Oh, when I do the 2 shots of espresso over ice, it's mwah." And I was like,
Oh, Mamma Mia.
dude, I think." And then I was like trying to drive away because I'm a pretty awkward human being. You witness me at work all the time. Sometimes customers talk to me and I'm just like, "Hey!" And I have no idea what's going on. And so I'm like trying to drive away, and she's still fucking talking to me.
It would have been funnier if you go back now and she's still yammering on, and the other person's like, "Can I just get my order? This guy's gone."
I would be so hurt, dude. Or if I went up to the drive-thru and she was being the same way with someone else. Do you remember the episode of King of the Hill where Bill falls in love?
And it turned out that girl's just nice to everyone.
With the girl on the drive-thru intercom at a call center.
Dude, that's one thing I've been thinking for a long time. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
What's that?
So, like, why can't drive-through people just be in a call center?
Dude, because that is a poorly functioning fucking system at best.
Right.
The last thing we need those people to be is in 2 separate places.
But what if...
I don't understand how I can fucking go through the drive-thru and be like, "Hey, kid, like, I don't want any fucking onion on that." And then I get home, my girl opens her fucking burger, and then I'm fucking got to listen to that I didn't tell them to not put fucking diced onions on there. It's like, fuck.
Dude, here's the thing. If you make modifications on food, especially at like fast or quick serve restaurants, you deserve for it to be fucked up.
I just want everybody to know it's not me. I don't make modifications on anything.
No, I will never do it. Never fucking do it. And it's like, whoa, it doesn't make much of a difference. If you substitute things, it's just as bad as if you say no something, like no onions. That is just as bad as saying, can I not get the pickles but get extra cheese, like, or
that
whatever?
coffee's fucking burnt.
Oh yeah,
That dumb bitch.
she burned your coffee.
No, I'm just fucking around.
But it's because you get in when you work in those fast or like any repetitive environment. It doesn't even have to be food. When you're doing the same thing again and again and again and again, you have that rhythm, and that's what you have.
Yeah.
As soon as there's a stray fucking bullet flying through there,
Yeah.
that's like, it's fucking way, way more difficult than you might think. Oh, it's not as simple as just don't put onion on the burger, or don't
Right.
put fucking something in that
You're
pasta.
just in a rhythm.
Yeah, it's what you do. Exactly. And the worst part is, because you're usually, especially when it's busy, you're doing that same thing that like, you don't realize that you put this onion in this pasta
even think about it.
until the fucking pasta is pretty much ready, or the customer fucking complains to the waitress or waiter and says, "Oh, there's onion in here and I asked you not to put it in there." Like, and then the whole experience is ruined, because then you ain't gonna get your fucking pasta back in 2 minutes if the fucking,
Yeah, they're not going to pick out each individual onion.
No.
Did you ever work at a fast food restaurant or only like normal service restaurants?
I worked at like I worked at like an arcade once that was kind of like a Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
And they did have food there, which I did have to work with after a while. After I started, it was the Mascot.
Yeah.
And
What was the mascot?
it was a big red fluffy fucker.
What's a fluffy fucker?
Like a big red fluffy thing, like a big red fluffy ball. I don't know, with like arms and legs and a big fucking fluffy red and yellow tail. Like this big cuddly fucking. That's what I was. Like big round fucking. It was awesome, dude.
That sounds.
Did I never tell you about that I was a mascot
No,
there?
were you like super into it? Would you?
Dude, so it's fucked up. Everything about that place was kind of fucked up. Everything starting from how I got the goddamn job. So like when I first moved to this city, yes, I was looking for work, and yes, I had applied at some different places, but I didn't apply there. Like at all. And then all of a sudden one day the phone rings, like the landline at home, and they ask for Ryan, and I'm like, "All right, I'm Ryan." And they said, "Well, we'd like to hire you. You can start on Tuesday at 4 p.m. or whatever it was after school." I'm like, "Okay, great. Let's do it." I'm like, "What place is this?" And they're like, "It's called Rutgers Fun Center." I'm like, "Okay." And you're on, and they're like, "We're on Notre Dame Boulevard." I'm like, "Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll be there at 4 o'clock on Tuesday." I had no idea what the fuck it was. None. And you couldn't just like, it wasn't as easy as Googling it to figure it out at this like
Yeah.
date and time. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck my job is. I don't know what position I got hired for, but I start Tuesday, and I did not apply there. I think that they called someone named Ryan who happened to apply there, and either they type out the phone number on the resume,
Yeah.
or the place when they called me type out the phone number when they were dialing, and it just so happened somebody named Ryan answered the phone. So I ended up getting a job. So I start, and this was in March. It was cold as fuck in Northern Ontario. Like we're talking like full blown snow, blizzards.
So wintertime.
Right. And part of my job was to start boosting like street traffic to bring it in and get them like excited so they could get it on their mind. Kids would start screaming at the cars like, "Daddy, we want to go to the arcade," whatever. So I would be dancing on the side of the road for like 4 or 5 hours at a time in this big suit with little flags in my hand. I would be like spinning around, like pointing towards the arcade and all this. And I would be fucking, anyway, it was wicked. I had a lot of good times with that, but it got super cold at some points, even with that big costume on. But it was like, you'd sweat in some parts, but then be cold in others. So it was like super uncomfortable. Like my face was warm, but my hands were fucking frozen, even though I was wearing these great big thick gloves, like for the costume and everything, to the point where I could like hardly even hold the flags anymore. Like it was hard to keep my hand clenched because like the gloves were so thick, these like Mario style gloves.
Yeah.
And because the cartoon character that I was didn't have the same amount of fingers as I do, I had to have like several fingers in one hole sometimes.
Yeah.
And when your hand is clenched so tight, because like I said, it was just a big padded glove. I'm trying to hold this little flagpole. It's like I didn't know if I was still holding it. The way I looked out this like the face part or whatever, I couldn't actually see where my hands were. I couldn't put my hand out in front of me enough to see if my flag was even in the hand anymore.
Yeah.
So like a crazy gust of wind could have came along an hour ago and I dropped the flag and I thought I was still holding, like clenching this fist closed for some reason. Nothing was there. I would never fucking know. So anyway, this thing got super fucking heavy, man. That costume after a while. So picture the inside was like, because I was in this big round fluff ball. The skeleton of this thing was basically made out of hula hoops. So like there was a hula hoop at the bottom to give it its original shape, and then like 2 more near the middle, and then 1 near the top, sort of. So it was like they were all different sizes, so it looked like a circle, you know. I had like a head pad thing on, so like my head stayed in one spot, but the thing kept like shifting forward on me, so I couldn't see it all. I'd be looking straight at the sidewalk pretty much. So I eventually figured out this thing where I could like tape 2 things together inside the mask, and I'd like, the only way to keep them like the whole head on, like, because it was all like the costume, the body and the head were all one thing.
Yeah.
So the only way to keep it up, I had to put that tape in my mouth and like hold it up, like, so my teeth were clenched the whole time, trying to like hold up the weight of this whole thing. And it was fun. It wasn't. I'm making it sound like it was more torture than it was. But I would dance around when there was parties going on, like just like Dave and Buster's or like Chuck E. Cheese or whatever.
Yeah.
I was the mascot that they'd all like take pictures with and come up and hug me, and fucking I'd have to like play little games with them and like do that whole like, you know, tap them on one side of the shoulder and I'd be on the other, you know, shit like just sit like that
like
to make
corny ass shit you still do today.
Yes. But man, I remember one time I was so like I said, the whole skeleton of this thing is made out of hula hoops.
Right.
So when I turned my head, like my real head, not the costume, and I looked straight down, I could see like the ground and everything, right? At the bottom, because, you know, you could see at the leg hole. And I remember one time I bent over a little bit to take pictures with like a young girl.
Yeah.
And as I did that, some little boy ran up behind me to hug me. But because like the way I bent over, the hula hoop kind of went up. So like this kid could essentially like see up my skirt, let's call it. But it was all shaped in a hula hoop. So I didn't know he ran up and hugged me from the back. I thought he was hugging me from the front because I could just acknowledge someone was hugging my legs.
Yeah.
And then when I stood back up, the hula hoop like grabbed this kid and like it like pinched him up against like my ass. So his face is directly in my asshole right now. It's like his nose is in my crack and everything. And like I fully like clenched him in there and I could still feel him like down there. And then I look down in this big like dome of mine and all I see is this kid looking up at us screaming at me.
Oh, God.
Dude, I had some wicked times in that. When I was dancing, so most of my day,
You
like,
ever have like teenagers fuck with you?
oh yes, man. Oh fuck yeah, dude. I used to have like shit thrown at me when they're driving by in the cars. People would hit their horns a lot. They'd fucking tell me off, and that's when I figured out that like, if you're on the side of the road and someone wants to tell you off, they can't say things like "go fuck yourself, motherfucker," because they're driving so fast, like 60 kilometers an hour or so,
Yeah.
that like you can't acknowledge all of what they just said. You only hear like a one syllable sort of like as they pass by you, you know. One time, so there was a Burger King not far down the road. Like it was in sight. We're talking like maybe a block and a half down the road, like on the same side of the road as I was on.
Yeah.
So if you pull out of that Burger King, you got to pretty much come drive past me.
Right.
I remember, so this would have been in like 2002 or something when this all happened. Okay. So this shitty old truck that must have been from the fucking 80s or something, like a Ford pickup truck. Like we're talking ones that didn't even have like sides in the bed. They had like a fake fence, you know?
Yeah.
Like wooden fence.
Fox Trap special.
Yeah, I could see in these people that were driving. Like I could see in the vehicle. I could acknowledge the people driving towards me. Looked as hillbilly as they sound. And the woman was fat as fuck. And I see her haul into a fucking burger, just one great big bite. And like, oh, and I could see it. But then I could see her look up and her eyes were the size of fucking dinner plates as she realized there was a Mascot on the side of the road. And she realized it's her moment. She's got to get into action because she wants to yell something at me. And I can see her mouth fucking chewing these big bites. And at the same time, I see her right shoulder just going up and down in a fucking hurry. Like her clearly trying to roll down the window, you know? She's like, and I could see her. And as she gets up to me, all I hear is, woo! As she just drives by, she missed her opportunity completely. And I fucking cried laughing. Like I had to bend over. I was laughing so hard because I was like, she wanted
so much.
nothing more in this world. She probably choked on that fucking Whopper.
And she just wanted to call you gay or something.
The thing is, I like that's one syllable. Boo, as she drives by me, I've thought it over so many times over the last like 20 years almost that like I still don't know what she went to say. Maybe she just went to go woo. Maybe she went to say hey or fuck yourself or nothing. I don't know. And the thing is, I never saw her again, man.
I just want to reunite with this lady.
Yes, man, dude. One time I was on the side of the road dancing. So like, you know, like some major routes. How they have like 4 lanes, 2 in each direction. It's one of those roads. Sidewalk is only on one side. And right beside the sidewalk, there's like a gully, like I don't know, like one of those, like where those water, like the sewer water basically is, like rainwater, where there's like weeds growing in, but it's like ditched. It's like 6 feet down, sort of ditch.
Like
so
a ditch.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like the grassy kind.
Like runoff.
Yeah, like it was basically a fucking swamp, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what was right there. Anyway, I'm dancing on the side of the road and waving my little flag around. This was like a hot summer day too. And like, and this mask, this like helmet that I had on, this whole like costume, it had a little fan in it too, battery powered fan.
No way.
So it didn't do shit, but like it made a difference, but like you couldn't really tell after the whole summer. But anyway, so I'm fucking dancing on the side of the road and I see a green Mazda B2300. So like a Ford Ranger truck, basically. Yeah. Cruising along.
The greatest truck ever made?
Probably. Probably, man. And
I
see it cruising along, and I acknowledge that there was like, oh my God, I'm like, there's like 4 people in the back of it. Like, not.
In the bed?
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I see one guy's knee just go up on the edge of it, and I knew immediately I'm fucked. He going 60 kilometers an hour. This fucking psycho missile drop kicks me. He fucking goes boom down in the grass, rolls around. I fall down. I'm upside down in this fucking swamp with my legs sticking out. Like I'm like, what the fuck? There's like dirty shit water flowing in. I managed to somehow roll myself over and like the truck pulled over. This buddy got back in and they drove away. I ended up recognizing him, but he didn't know it was me. He recognized him. He went to my high school.
Yeah.
Anyway, I couldn't fucking believe, man. This guy, I'll never forget. He was wearing Bum shoes. Remember Bum, the brand Bum?
No.
Bum. So he jumped out of this truck, missile drop kicks me, and all I see is the bottom of his shoes. They're bright orange, and they say Bum on them. And I just see that coming directly at me like a fucking headshot. I'm down in the ditch. Oh, fuck. That was the worst, man. That fucking sucked. You really don't remember Bum?
No.
Really?
No.
Really?
No.
Huh.
That's very funny. I picture you to be quite good at that for sure.
The only thing, like, in hindsight that I would have liked a little bit more, because it was a fun fucking job, like, overall, is if the costume was more of, like, a normal costume where I had, like, a top, a bottom, and, like, you know what I mean? I was an identifiable critter. Instead of just this fucking
this disgusting
fur ball, whatever I was supposed to be with, like with a yellow and red raccoon tail, bright red fluffy with fucking Mario gloves that didn't have enough fingers, and fuck, man. Great big shoes on.
Oh,
because I was cartoony style shoes that were size like fucking 25.
What is that with like cartoons, like the giant hands and the giant feet?
Fuck, good for rape. I don't know.
What? Man, so last night, one thing I've come to realize about relationships is what a man can get away with in a relationship versus what a female can get away with is vastly different.
Oh, yeah.
So last night, Stephanie, she went over to like a friend's house who lives like on our street, just next door neighbor. And they were having a few drinks. I didn't want to go out because we had a busy week and we had a busy day today. So I wanted to get a good night's sleep. So I go to bed at like 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
She fucking rolls in at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, loaded.
And let me guess, she was quiet and respectful and let you sleep?
No!
What?
She, like, basically kicks the fucking door open, like, starts riling the dogs up, like, fucking around with them. Then she's, like, fucking around with me, like, poking at me, like, talking to me, trying to get me on the go. Like, what we're doing tonight, we do almost every Saturday night.
Yeah.
And we watch UFC pay-per-views.
Yep.
And I'd say once every 6 or 7 weeks.
You get home pretty late.
Oh, yeah. But so almost every Saturday night I get home really late because we watch fights. But once every 6 or 7 weeks, me and you will tie one on. We'll drink a few beers, and I'll get an Uber home.
Yeah.
And I get home late, and I'm fucking hammered. But I sneak into that room like the quietest little mouse. And this is a Saturday going into Sunday, and she's fucking off that day. Oh, dude. It's insane. No respect.
So what if you found out that I messaged her on Instagram yesterday?
Yeah.
And I paid her
to do this to me. Dude.
So I could have one less person as competition at work today.
I was not a viable human being.
No, I didn't do that, but in hindsight, it would have been really fucking funny.
Man, my eyes were fucking bloodshot today.
Oh, really? I don't think I've ever had bloodshot eyes other than when I puke or cough too much. Dude, you know what's fucked? I haven't been able to take pills very well lately.
Why?
I don't know. I've never had a problem swallowing a pill, like whether it was for fucking like Molly or MDMA or ecstasy or just straight up like an Advil, you know, like something appropriate. But lately, for the past like month or something, I require water like with it. I can't just like pop one down. I fucking require water. And like because of COVID and like the fact that I don't really want to get sick, even if it's not COVID. I just don't want to get sick, period. Because, like, you know as well as me, in our line of work, like, even having a sore throat fucking throws you way off because you can't talk as much. You, like, just don't use as many words or a runny nose. You know what I mean? And achy body. You don't just, like...
Yeah.
It just fucking... Well, being sick sucks, period. But, like,
Yeah,
It
but
ex-
you,
it
you
is-
can't put the fucking show on.
Right. It especially sucks when you're strictly commission driven,
Yeah.
and it's like you might as well just fucking not show up. It's not like when
Oh,
you
yeah.
work at a fucking normal job and you just go there and like
Kind of phone it in.
exactly. So I've been a little bit more so on like vitamins and supplements and stuff lately, just to ensure that my immunity is like top tier. So like I take vitamin D pills, D3 especially.
Yeah.
And like they're just little ones. They're the dry kind though.
Yeah.
And I can't fucking swallow them
Yeah.
without drinking water.
Just like the
iron
little
pills.
tiny round ones?
Yeah, the very small little round, like the dry ones that aren't like in a gelatin
Yeah.
capsule or anything. And then I take the iron pills, Iron Plus or whatever,
Yeah.
that are like pretty big size capsules, which I used to be able to just fucking drop no problem. Can't no more. Like it's at the point where like I have gag reflexes before I even try swallowing
Why
it.
do you think that changed?
I don't know.
That's very odd.
It's super weird, man.
I know pretty much like myself for sure. Like usually my allergies act up at some point.
Yeah.
But for you, do you usually like pick up a flu somewhere
No,
at some point?
dude, I haven't been sick in going on probably 4 years now. Whenever I do get sick for the previous 10 years or so before that, I tend to only get one symptom at a time, which I'd argue is actually worse than just getting a cold, like
Yeah,
a full
because
flu.
it drags out.
It drags out. Like, so when I do get one, it lasts like a fucking month. It's like, okay, you get 2 days of runny nose. Great, it's gone. Here's the sore throat. After that, let's go for headaches. And then we'll go through the body aches and the sweats and then the fucking
Yeah.
like puffy eyes or whatever. And then
Yeah, I
stupid.
one thing that I've found really, so we've been like really heavy on the vitamins since COVID.
Yeah.
Because vitamin D is supposed to really help in
Vitamin
prevention.
D, C, and zinc, I think.
Yeah, or if you do get it, it's supposed to make your body a lot more capable of handling it.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, this year, and we do vitamin C as well, I have not even like remotely been sick. And I would say it's probably one of the best I've ever felt is in the last year.
Yeah, same here. Between the vitamins that I've been on and the fact that like we're wearing masks, so let's be real, even just a normal common cold or flu
Isn't getting it.
would have been spread to some extent, whether your body's immune would have fought it mostly off or not.
Yeah.
But like the fact that and then the like the extra attention to hand sanitizing and hand washing and stuff
Yeah.
is like
Social distancing, not shaking hands.
the social distancing thing. I fully miss that. Like I 100% miss that. I miss shaking hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I miss being able to like fucking fist bump and give it like a brother dab to, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I miss all that, like genuinely normal human contact. But and I wish, I don't know how effective the masks have been, because like I said, I don't tend to get that sick anyway. So I'm wondering how. But here's the thing.
There's been like
I
no
do-
colds this year.
Right, I am fully fucking aware how little I washed my hands and sanitized them previously. Like,
Yeah.
and that's coming from a guy who actually did quite fucking often, in my opinion. But now I'm looking at it as like, no, I didn't weigh, I didn't as much. That was really hard to say
Yeah,
just
you
then.
struggled there.
Yeah.
Are you having a stroke?
No, like I had sanitizer at my desk at work, and I always the one with aloe because it's actually like
Yeah.
a little bit better for your skin, you know, instead of just fucking straight bad.
Yeah.
And I used to go through it, and I washed my hands before I'd eat, or like.
Yeah.
That being said, I would never wash my hands before finger blasting anyone.
I would also never wash my hands after taking a piss.
No, I'd fake it.
My brain's
It'd be water at best.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I took a straight up just a piss
I wash
and
my
used warm soap, warm water, soap, lathered for 20 seconds.
Can I tell you
and
something?
rinsed. What?
I used to be a chronic hand washer, and for some reason, you have won in my mind about washing your hands after taking a piss is stupid, and I stopped
Really?
because of you.
Why? I
don't
didn't hear
know.
about this.
It's a recent thing. It's in the last like 6 months, because you say this a lot. I don't know if you know this, but you talk about how bullshit it is washing your hands after taking a piss
Yeah.
fairly often, and how no guy actually does it. And I don't know. I just stopped.
Well, man, I don't
stopped.
even really touch my dick or anything. Well, first of all, once I get out of the shower in the morning and I put on a pair of clean underwear,
Your dick's clean.
Nothing is down there getting that shit dirtied throughout the day. Like,
Yeah.
it's arguably the cleanest part of my body other than maybe my fucking thighs.
Yeah.
You know? Like, my feet will get dirtier from walking around and fucking...
Socks and shoes.
My hands, my arms, my fucking neck will be dirtier from street dust than my fucking dick will be from sitting in my clean underwear.
This is cock talk.
Wait.
Fellas, get
Yeah.
ready
To impress a chick.
Helicopter dick. Go helicopter dick. Helicopter dick. All right. To impress a chick, do the helicopter dick.
Cock talk. Yeah, so your dick doesn't actually ever really... Your dick doesn't get dirty from pissing. It does not.
Fuck no.
Pee is sterile.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I
You're
know...
not pissing on your fingers anyway.
Yeah, like, pee is like a completely sterile thing. Like, the only way you could get a dick dirty is fucking.
Pretty much.
Like, that's how you get a dick dirty.
Yeah.
And I would even argue a vagina's a pretty clean place.
Yeah.
It's only if you're smashing ass.
Yeah, even that I don't think is all that dirty.
No, buttholes are probably all right. It's not like you're going cramming it in there and fucking on top of shit or nothing.
Well, I mean, you got to pack a little fudge, right?
Dude,
It's part of this complete meal.
Oh, fuck, right. When I was a kid growing up, this is a very bad homophobic story. Like, 7, 8, 9, 10, not knowing any better.
Yeah.
Dude, me and like the little buddies that I hung around with, I don't know where the fuck we heard this. If I'm being completely honest with you, I have no idea where we got this phrase. But we would just be running around, and if someone said something to you, you'd be like, "You fudge packer!" And it was like,
That went around for my neighborhood
and it
too.
was like nobody knew what it meant.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what it meant.
No, not at that age. But later in life, when you look back, you're like, whoa.
Oh, dude, it's so bad. It's like the fact that we were just running around calling each other.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Do you
So
remember
funny.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
Yes.
So, do you remember that postman that would just show up, Mr. McFeely?
Yeah.
He'd bring like a video cassette tape all the time, and they'd watch it
Yeah.
on like that random ass TV that's in like a fucking wall built into the wall. But it's like,
Dude,
it's like not even
Mr.
like a
Rogers
full wall.
was living in the future.
Yeah, it's not a full wall. It's like the little wall that's like to create a closet, like an alcove or whatever,
Yeah.
you know? And it doesn't make sense that there'd be a little TV in there. But anyway, there was. And I remember one day, a postman named Mr. McFeely brought a tape of children packing fudge. Like literally, like this, like they were
What?
like like baked fudge, like the sweets. They were packaging it for like some family business that was like that they were showing.
And did he call them fudge packers?
They said these children enjoy packing fudge, and his name was Mr. McFeely. And, like the whole thing was just completely fucked up, and I think I was the only one that caught onto it because ABC had no problem airing it.
Holy fuck. Dude, have you ever seen... Oh, you're fucking... what's that thing called?
It's called a Sai.
A saw... What?
Sai. S-A-I.
Oh, a scythe is the other one, like the Grim Reaper thing.
Yes.
Right.
Isn't that a sickle?
Sickle? A scythe sickle?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Did you ever see the movie?
No, a sickle's that thing that's on the fucking communist logo.
Yes.
The
Wait, but
sickle and hammer or whatever.
I don't understand what the difference is now. Scythe.
A scythe is the thing that the Grim Reaper has. A sickle is meant for like cutting grass. I think like weeds and
But they're
stuff.
the same. No.
One has a short
This
handle.
is a sickle. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. It's two different things. There's a sickle. Yeah, okay. Anyways, did you ever see... I don't even know why I'm asking this. I already know the fucking answer to this question.
Okay.
Did you see the Tom Hanks, Mr. Rogers biopic?
I didn't watch the whole thing because I fucking couldn't. That was goddamn painful.
I liked it all right. Getting towards the end, it got a little fucking...
So what did you think
drama.
my answer was going to be no?
Oh, 100%. I
You
thought
thought
you
it-
were going to be like, is it a movie made after 2008? And I haven't seen it.
No. I actually did watch half of it, maybe a little more than half.
That's pretty good. Actually, you've been watching more stuff lately.
Yeah, I've been expanding my horizons, is what they say.
Is it because COVID is shutting down some of the things you like to normally do, like people watch?
Yeah, airplane watch as well. Yes,
Yeah.
and because I like the fucking journeys that some shows have taken me on. Movies still don't do it for me, but sometimes like documentary series. This is weird. My whole thing around not watching movies is I don't have the attention span. I have wild ADD.
Yeah.
And I can't sit there and watch something for that long that isn't like it's all one story.
Invigorating, yeah.
Right. If it's all one story, I can't. So I can motor through like 10 episodes of a sitcom, no fucking problem.
Right.
Because I know that at the end of the day, within 22 minutes, this story's over.
And we're get to hear a news story.
Oh, Anita.
Anita!
I just farted. I don't know if the mics picked that up. I'm guessing they did. But ooh.
Dude, I got other people at work saying that now. Did you know that?
Oh no.
Anita?
Really?
Yeah. I now get other people like my smoking buddies when they'll call farts Anitas.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked.
It's fucking gold, man. It's the absolute best.
Yeah.
Anita.
Anyway, long story short, I could watch Fresh Prince nonstop because I know at 22 minutes the episode will be over.
Yeah.
I can watch those documentary series that are on Netflix and stuff.
Yeah.
So even though it's one story just broken up into 8 parts or whatever, I could still watch fucking more than half of it in one sitting.
Yeah.
No problem. But for some reason, if I know it's a 90-minute or 2-hour or plus movie,
Yeah.
I can't get through it. Even movies that I do know quite well, I can't watch them all in one sitting.
Do you know what? I don't have the attention span for movies that I used to.
Yeah?
Like, for example, I'm a big Star Wars nerd.
Yeah.
Like, a massive fucking Star Wars nerd. I used to watch all 9 Star Wars. Well, actually, more than that. Like, what is there? There's
There's at least like 12.
what? 11?
12.
12.
Yeah.
Rogue
12.
One, Solo. No, there's 11. There's 11.
What are they? There's the Empire Strikes Back.
I'll just do this.
Oh, okay, here we fucking go.
Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and then Force Awakens.
What were the first 3? Like the cool ones, the ones that fucking like Eric was all obsessed with in that 70s show.
That's A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. But they're the middle ones.
A New Hope?
Yeah.
I never heard of that one. I can honestly tell you, I've never heard of that one.
So those 3 are episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Okay. So I do know that it went, the first one ever released was episode 4.
Yeah.
And then 5 and then 6. And then 1, 2, 3 came out like well after.
Yeah, in the late 90s.
Yes,
early
so I knew
2000s.
that I never saw, I don't know the story at all,
And then
but I did hear about that.
And then 7, 8, 9 came out like in 2015 through 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, December 2019. Man, that's a weird thing. Me and Matt were talking about this the other day because me and Matt go HFX Monroe, go see Star Wars movies together.
Fucking losers.
It's fun, man. We have beers. It's great. But it's so weird to think. So we went and saw the episode 9 in December 2019. Like, that feels dramatically further away than it was.
Yeah.
But the beginning of COVID still doesn't seem that far away. Like, do you know what I mean? The fact we've been in COVID
It's been
for
more
a
than 1
year.
year. Actually, tomorrow is my 1 year anniversary. 'Cause
Yeah.
I worked on the 27th of March last year. I did not work on the 28th.
Really?
Yeah.
Did we stop the same day?
I don't know.
I think I was the 27th as well.
Oh yeah. I wonder if I can look at a calendar because my last day was off Friday.
Can I ask you a question?
You just did.
Fuck, I hate when you do this. I had the opportunity to do that back to you today, and I fucking missed it.
Yes, the 27th of March was my last day
If
working.
work came to you right now, and we're like, "Hey, you can go home for 4 weeks and make $1,000 every 2 weeks,"
Yes.
would you be like, "Yeah, I'll go home"?
You know what? No, I don't think I would right now.
You're in a bit of a hot streak right now.
Well, not even that. It's just I don't think I would right now. Like if you had have said that to me a few months ago, sure, I probably would have.
Dead of winter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to get out of bed.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm in that zone right now.
Is there
too.
things you would do differently if you had that COVID time?
Well, we talked about this before, like 4
Yeah.
podcasts ago. I said that I would have learned how to like mix beats and stuff. Like I would have bought DJ equipment and actually done that.
Do you know sometimes?
I would have learned how to play like a 6-string guitar.
Yeah. I think I would have slept more.
I probably would have slept less.
I would have. I didn't sleep in. I didn't nap like all of COVID.
I fucking did so much. So fucking much. It was retarded. Seriously. Like there was times where I would like wake up at like a normal time, like 8 a.m., let's say, like normal-ish, right?
Yeah.
For someone unemployed. And I would wake up at 8 a.m. I would fucking eat. Then I'd just like sit around. Then all of a sudden I'd yawn. That's all I would do was just fucking one yawn for some reason at like noon. And I'd be like, yeah, fuck it. Just take a nap. So I'd fucking lay down. I'd have a fucking nap.
siesta.
Wake up at like 2:30 in the afternoon or something. And then I'd be like, okay. And then it fucking, I don't know, after a great big meal barbecuing and stuff, I get fucking all lethargic. And then at like a random ass time, like 7 p.m., I'd be like, fuck, well, I'm going to have a nap. And wake up at fucking like 11:30, fully refreshed. And then it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm awake all night now. And that sort of routine, like there was zero like routine or schedule for me for a while, to the point where like I don't know if I ever like went a whole day where I slept during the day and was up all night, but it must have been real fucking close, to the point I had to order from Amazon one of those hostage masks so I could sleep during the day a little easier.
What do you mean hostage? Oh,
Those, you know,
like the
those
blindfold, yeah.
fucking face masks people sleep with,
Yeah.
that cover their eyes.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Face mask?
Well,
Sleeping mask?
I call it a hostage mask.
Eye cover? Yeah, I would have slept a little bit more. I would have had a little more leniency on myself to be a vegetable.
Yeah. No, man, I had a fucking great time. We've said this so many times now.
It was so
but
good.
that time off, I just filed my taxes the other day actually, and I had my T4 or E or whatever it was called. And when I was looking at it, I was showing somebody what work. I'm like, see this? This is what you call mental health. It's a bill for mental health. They're like, what the fuck? I'm like, you have no idea. You just have
I was
no
a different man.
Yep. You just have no, man, I went 3 days without wearing underwear, no clothing, zero, zilch, nada.
I was telling Liz about that today.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you got bacon, was it bacon grease on your dick?
Oh, no. Well, it splashed my dick, but it wasn't like a full, it was mostly showering down on my back.
Right.
Because I dropped some stuff and I had,
Yes.
yeah, it fucking sucked. That was fucking the worst. You know one other thing that came out of COVID that's fucking wild?
What's that?
So for most of my life, at least most of my recorded life, like, you know, because when you're a kid, none of that matters. That's like,
Yeah.
you have no knowledge of anything other than like, oh, I go over there. You're basically just fucking mush, you know? But by the time you're like 10 or 12, that's when like you start learning about like how the world works and learning facts and learning figures and learning things. So anyway, most of my adult life, Bill Gates has always been the richest person.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, there was points where Warren Buffett was for like a couple of years, but like overall, like
Bill Gates
was the richest man in the world, and there was no one else in the conversation. It was like Warren Buffett, oh, he's worth more, but only because Bill Gates gave away $12 billion last year, little things like that, right? So it was always Bill Gates. Well, suddenly, in this past year, someone else stepped in and was the richest person on the planet. And not only were they the richest person on the planet, they tripled Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Like within one fucking year. That's not when the wealth started, but that's when like the crazy fucking numbers came. So Bill Gates was always like hovered around like that 50 to 70 billion dollar area. Yeah. And then all of a sudden someone came in and they were worth more and more and more and more and more. And it was going up so astronomically that like now it got to 150 or 160 billion or something like that. Yeah. Like fucking Jeff Bezos I'm talking about.
They think he's going to be the world's first trillionaire.
Yes, but he stepped down as CEO.
Yeah.
And so his net worth isn't going to substantially grow anymore. Like it's not going to continue.
But he still owns it.
Does he?
Yeah.
He's just not working at it anymore.
He's just not running it.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so he
But
owns
didn't
the
Elon Elon surpassed him?
I think Elon's like well up there now, But Elon's worth is tied so heavily to Tesla's stock price
Right.
and Tesla's stock price fluctuates so heavily.
Very volatile, yeah.
Yeah. So Elon Musk has passed Jeff Bezos within the last year sometime.
Yeah.
When Tesla stock shoots up.
Sure.
But he's the second wealthiest man in the world. It goes Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates.
So it's so fucked up that I don't know that there's a single thing. Like, I know Bill Gates is the kind of guy that he doesn't care about that at all.
Yeah.
I feel like Bezos would do something specifically to make him the richest person again. Elon clearly doesn't fucking care and probably didn't even know. But Bill Gates,
Oh, Bill Gates is fourth now.
yeah, who's 3?
Bernard Arnault?
What the fuck is that? Who is he? Who's Bernard Arnault? I don't know.
He's French.
What? There's a French person that's rich?
What? And he owns Louis Vuitton.
What?
Oh, Zara.
What the fuck is Zara?
Oh, no. Fuck. Sorry, I'm fucking this up.
Yeah.
It's French. He's the chairman and chief executive of LVMH, Moet Hennessy, Louis Vuitton SE,
That's all one company?
the world's largest luxury goods company.
That's all one company. So Louis Vuitton and Hennessy. I got a bottle of Hennessy right here. That's the same
Oh,
company?
Yeah.
No shit.
The cognac producer Hennessy.
That is fucking wild, man.
Whoa. Oh,
Dude.
dude, I think they own a bunch of stuff.
Moet is fucking like champagne.
Yeah,
That-
Moet and Chandon.
Yeah. That's what they use in F1 now, isn't it? Because I don't think they use Carbone anymore. I think they use Moet.
Oh, okay, yeah, probably. Products: clothing, cosmetics, fashion, accessories, jewelry, perfume, spirits, watches, wines.
I had no idea. I never heard of this fella. I can't repeat the name of the company, but I could probably repeat a couple of things they make.
Bernard Arnault.
But that's fucked up. So anyway, long story short, for most of my life, Bill Gates was the guy, and then all of a sudden there was like an actual like there's someone else.
Bezos,
and
who kind of looks like Lex Luthor.
Yeah, it does, yeah. And then so do I, sort of. Like, I look like I'm from
Yeah.
the future, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if the aliens ever fucking invade Earth, they're coming to my place. They'll be like, hey, that guy looks like us. And they'll take me to the fucking mothership. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And the aliens will see you, and it's like when two black guys see each other, they just like immediately have that connection.
Fuck yeah, man.
Be like, hey, dude.
What's up? But yeah, no, and then so Bill Gates, he can't even. No, I don't think there's a thing he can do to actually catch up now. Like forever from here on out, he just will never be the richest man again, ever.
And he's giving away so much constantly.
Yeah.
Him and Warren Buffett are trying to give away all their money, both of them.
Yeah.
And Warren Buffett is doing it.
Bill Gates, I think, has tried, but the problem is he keeps making so much back. Like,
Yeah,
that fucking Xbox money must be real.
it's so funny. Because I would never associate Xbox with Bill Gates.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Or even Microsoft.
Yeah.
But it like that's theirs.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, Warren Buffett's like actually not plummeting by any means, but he's like hammering through. Like he's knocked himself down like tens of billions of dollars by giving away his own money. Well, much the same as Bill Gates, he makes so much money that he can't keep up with it.
Do you think there's any of the princes in Saudi Arabia that are actually richer, but it's just not like measurable?
Well,
Because that's the problem. It's never really measurable, right?
and it's divided amongst so many people.
Right. So they might be a lot of those places might be like fake wealth. You know what I mean? Like if some guy just showed up sort of and had a few connections, wore some gold jewelry, and hung some power over some really poor people.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he has himself some slaves, and he comes off as rich. And maybe people just believe he's rich, but he's really just a poser the whole time.
Dan Bilzerian.
Yeah, exactly. Dan Bilzerian doesn't have fuck all, but he has lots because people think he has lots.
Yeah. Dude, there's this. Oh, I can't remember his name now. There's this fucking sheik, and he has these crazy one-off cars.
Yeah.
Have you heard of any of this before?
Yeah, the iron.
What?
The iron.
No, not
Famous for the camel clutch? Yeah.
not the orange. You idiot. But back in the 80s, so nobody has seen this guy in years, and like There are some pictures that exist of his cars, but like very rare. Like very few people have seen them. He got Bentley to build him an SUV in the 80s.
Whoa.
I think they built him 3, but like this one-off SUV only for this guy. Like that's how much power and money he has. He went to Ferrari and they built him a fucking sedan in the 90s.
Jesus.
Yeah, and they're crazy. Like I've seen a couple of them. He had like a Mercedes G-Wagon 6x6 in the 90s.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. But yeah, some of these sheiks like have more fucking money than God, man.
That's what I mean. It's all like, but it's not measurable. It's like they clearly have this wealth, but it's all like tied up in the fact that they own that plot of land that has nothing but oil on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. And did you know that Saudi Arabia is not a country? It's a kingdom.
Yeah.
Like it's its own country, but it's a kingdom too, or whatever. But it's fucked up. People from there, they get like royalties every month or every year or whatever. Like a couple grand, I think.
Yeah.
Like I think some client of mine was telling me this a number of years ago before a bunch of them got deported from North America.
Yeah.
Because they were going to lose their money because there was some conflict or whatever. But it was something like $1,000 or $2,000 a month, just simply because they are Saudi Arabian.
Yeah.
And they don't even know, like, I don't even really know where it comes from or like who the relation is, but I get $2,000 a month from that.
Yeah. Dude, that's another fucked up one is China, man. So our boss was telling me about it today, or maybe yesterday. Anyways, recently we were chatting about it, and he was explaining it to me, like how out of nowhere there's all these wealthy Chinese people.
Yeah.
Because in the 80s, they were all poor.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you thought of China, even in the 90s, you thought of basically third world.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening is China was like, oh, we want to create a middle class and make our people happier. And then we don't have like as much responsibility to them. Like we'll move into a semi-capitalist system. So what they started doing was like, okay, Johnny, so you worked at this factory, right? And you were the manager of the factory, but you made the same money as everybody else because that's communism. Well, now what we're going to do, so we as the state, we don't own the factory anymore. We're giving you, the factory is yours now. So this is the first wave of it. And these people became super rich. And then what they started doing is they were going around to all these like peasant farmers who have never had money in their life. They've just been farming for the state. And they're like, and now the state has come around to all these farmers to be like, hey, you own your land now. You're still a farmer, you own your land. And these guys who had been given these factories and these like big money opportunities, they were coming around and being like, hey, I'll give you $20,000 for that like 80 acres of land, of farmland in Beijing.
Holy fuck.
And building fucking skyscrapers on it. And so now this is where like this crazy elite level of Chinese people come from, like this crazy money. And yeah, I didn't know that. And our boss explained it to me and I thought it was very fucking interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite the story you had there, sir. Can I hear it again?
You fuck.
What a dipshit I am. I had something I fucking wanted to tell you about. Oh, well, what do you want? I'll let you pick a topic here.
Okay.
These are the captions that I have. Juggernaut bitch.
Oh, done. Go.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm the juggernaut, bitch.
So, this must have been 2005 or something like that.
Yeah.
Me and a bunch of friends, we were out clubbing one night, and we were going into a bar, and I was drunk, but I wasn't like drunk enough that still in hindsight, I don't think I should have ever been like not let in.
Yeah.
But the bartender wasn't going to let me in or the bouncer, because they saw me trip and like stumble on my way up towards the door, but I literally just tripped on something.
Yeah.
And I didn't fall or anything, but I fucking, I had to catch myself, sort of deal. And anyway, they didn't let me in, said I was too drunk, which I'll admit I had a few drinks, but I was by no fucking means to the point where I should have been getting cut off or like my eyes weren't blurry, I wasn't slurry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, I fucking started arguing with the guy, and my friends who fucking one of them knew, like the manager of the place was trying to argue, and we were all fucking the same. Let the fucking guy in. Like if he's actually irresponsible, kick him the fuck out. You know what I mean? Give him one chance, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just got so pissed off that I fucking grabbed this bouncer, big fucking guy, by like this like under the armpit sort of thing, like the shirt.
Yeah.
And I just looked at him, and I'm like, I'm the juggernaut, bitch. And I fucking headbutted the fuck out of this guy. I don't know what I broke. It was either busted his lip open and some teeth or bloody nose, something. Because there was instant blood all over my forehead, but it wasn't my blood. And there was blood all over the bottom of his face. Then a bunch of the other bouncers rushed in, like, what the fuck's going on? They're like, oh, that guy just headbutted me. And they look at me, and I'm like, I'm the fucking juggernaut, bitch. And then I headbutted the fucking window to this bar where the neon signs was. The whole fucking thing shatters. And I swear to goodness, all I did is walk away.
Oh, man. Do you know where the Juggernaut bitch thing comes from?
X-Men?
Right. But
not real X-Men, like the voiceover X-Men.
it was a cartoon,
Yeah.
and someone voiced it over. But then that became wildly popular on
Right.
the internet.
That's where I got it from. I didn't make it up on the spot.
I know,
Yeah.
but then after that became really popular, a new X-Men movie came out, and the Juggernaut was in it, and he says it.
Oh, really?
Yes, he's like running through walls, and he runs through one, and he busts through, and he's just like, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch," and it's fucking hilarious.
Did you ever see this show that was out back then, and it was called something along the lines of C Lab 2021?
No.
Well, it was a show called C Lab 2021. I don't know how to fucking explain it right now. It was a show that I think was made to look like a cartoon from the 70s, but it wasn't. It was from the fucking early 2000s.
Yeah.
But it was like the animation style was made to look like it was from the 70s.
Oh yes, I know this show.
Yeah?
Yes.
Fucking classic show, man.
It's very fucking funny.
Bizarro, bizarro.
Yeah, that show was absolute. Man, that era of like fucking late night cartoons on Adult Swim was unreal.
Oh, it was fucking incredible. Dude, I asked you, was that today or yesterday? I asked you if you ever saw the show Oblongs.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Have you heard of it?
No.
So there was a handful of shows. I don't know if it was on Adult Swim. I think it would have been on like Teletoon or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was on late at night, like in the same lineup as Undergrads, which everyone knows fucking Undergrads at this point.
Heroic.
Right. Hey, guys, it's my best buddy, Rocco. You know, that Cal guy?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what are you doing over there? Rocco. And Gimpy, the fucking loser, the computer nerd. Anyway, in that same like lineup of shows at the same like at night, there was Mission Hill, Undergrads, and Oblongs. Oblongs. So Oblongs was this family of fucking mutants, basically, that lived underneath telephone wires near like a power plant or whatever. So the story goes their whole family got fucked up because of this power plant or whatever. So they're all weird. The dad's name is Bob, of course, and he's a guy with no arms, no legs. So he's named Bob. I don't remember the mom's name, but the mom had no bottom jaw or something like that. So all she had like was the top half of her face, or maybe this was the older daughter. I don't know. There was a woman on there, but she just had like teeth that just like ended, and that was it. There was no bottom jaw to her talking.
Yeah.
There was two Siamese twin brothers.
Yeah.
And then there was like the little girl who had a dildo growing out of her head. So
oh my god, I just noticed.
So here's why. She had a dildo, and they never mentioned it, but you just had to put two and two together. The dad doesn't have a dick because he's got no arms, no legs, like he's cut off at the waist. So something had to impregnate the woman, and it was a dildo. So she basically, the little kid acknowledges all the time that it's the only part of her dad that she has. It's just dick that's growing. And after a couple seasons of this show, she actually says at one point, she's like, well, I haven't grown in 2 years, unless you count this thing, and points at her head. The Oblongs was a fucking great show, man. That was a hilarious fucking show, honestly.
That is so fucked up, man. What a weird era of television.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious, man. Mission Hill, do you remember Mission Hill at all?
No, I never watched that one either.
No, that was another good one. The cartoon was a weird style animation. It was like the backgrounds, they weren't colored within the lines. Like the lines were all there for what you were looking at, but the like the paint or whatever wasn't colored within them. And it was two brothers that lived together
weird.
in Mission Hills, which I believe is in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And or no, San Diego. San Diego is Mission Hills, yeah. And anyway, it was these two. There was a guy, like their boss at work, because they worked together. He was actually like a famous comedian. I can't think of his name right now because I don't think he's that funny, but that's the voice anyway. The nerdy younger brother, whenever he was like freaked out or didn't want to pay attention to something, he would just say bling blong
Yeah.
again and again until like everything was better. But like that doesn't really make things better, you know? So
Yeah.
he'd just be like bling blong, bling blong, bling blong, bling 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 blong, bling blong. And he was just nonstop for fucking ever because he like that was his nervous breakdown sort of thing.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find that. Bling blong Mission Hill. I wonder if this will be it. Bling blong. Oh fuck. Hold on.
This meditation tape is awful. It's not soothing me at all. In fact, I'm beginning to grow infuriated.
That's not your tape, Posey.
I'm just gonna go
It's
to the middle of
Kevin.
this video.
He's been doing that since he...
He's just like bling blong. Bling blong. Say it. Say it, you fucking prick.
Kevin, hi. I missed you at school.
Oh, thanks. And
Oh,
thanks for
fuck
emailing me
this
those.
guy. It's like
25 years
it's like a
to
20
life, son.
fucking minute
It's not
video,
just a-
man. But anyway, it was a great show. It's a show that I wish was still on the air. Undergrads only ever had one fucking season, and I think they were supposed to come out with a second season not long ago.
Undergrads so famous, but only ever had a season. I remember them recently trying to do a GoFundMe.
Yep, for a second one.
Yeah.
That was gonna go straight to like Netflix or Crave or whatever.
Yeah, it never happened.
I don't know if it did. I never followed up on it. I didn't donate either, so
Yeah.
didn't care that much. You know, it's fucked up when you look back at some very famous shows and at how few episodes there really was.
Oh, dude.
Like, for example, here's a show that we all know. It's called The Brady Bunch. Okay?
Yeah.
How many episodes or how many seasons do you think were of that?
Oh, at least 8 or 9, maybe 10.
I'm Googling it. I feel like I remember hearing somewhere that there wasn't many.
It's such a famous show.
That's what I mean.
Marsha.
It's always Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. How many seasons? 5.
Whoa.
That's it. And these weren't like lots of like nowadays shows like a sitcom like that would have 20 episodes per show.
Per season, yeah.
Per season, yeah, sorry. It ain't like that. It wasn't like that back then, man.
Yeah.
We'll put it this way. Oh, sorry. 25, 24, 23, 23,
Okay.
22. The wild thing is I think I know every single episode of that show.
I've never watched a full episode.
No, I remember that channel TV Land or Deja
Yeah.
Vu. I was a big fan of it.
Now, I used to watch The Nanny.
With Fran, she's fucking
Yeah.
hot, man. I would fucking,
Oh, yeah, dude.
I'd pull her. Gilligan's Island,
Yeah.
wildly famous show.
Yeah.
3 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, well, that's like, this is a newer one, but have you ever heard of the show Freaks and Geeks?
1 season.
1 season.
That wasn't that much newer. That was fucking 80s.
No, Freaks and Geeks was the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s.
Really?
I think it was like 99 to 2000 was the year they ran. Maybe
Freaks-
like 98, 99.
99, 2000.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that was the launching point.
For everyone.
Seth Rogen, James
Linda
Franco.
Cardellini, James Franco, Jason Segel, Seth Rogen,
Yeah,
Martin Starr, even.
yeah.
I think Liz Claiborne. No, that's a fucking,
And then, I mean, the creator of it, oh, fuck, what's his name?
I don't know. It's probably in front of me somewhere here, but
Oh, that's terrible. I can't remember his name right now.
Lizzie Kaplan. I was going to say Liz Claiborne is who I was trying to say. Shia LaBeouf was in it.
I don't remember Shia LaBeouf being in it.
He was the little brother, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't.
Who was the little fucking brother in that show?
Not him.
John Francis Daly. Yeah, yeah.
What's the name of the creator again? Judd Apatow.
Yes.
And then he went on to do like fucking everything. with that
Our
movie.
buddy Bill Burr was just in a Judd Apatow movie.
Oh, was that the one with Andy Samberg?
No, it was the one that he filmed in Florida with the guy that played X-Men. Hugh Jackman.
What?
Or something like that. Anyway,
Weird.
he was just in a movie with him.
Yeah.
I don't think he had a big role.
Time to watch fights.
Time to watch some fucking fight.
Let's go.
Wait. I almost started this episode over again. Anyway, that's been another wild and wonderful episode of Dudes Talking Shit. You can find us on Instagram at Dudes Talking Shit. Whoa, I didn't fade that in very good, did I?
Not at all.
I didn't fade that very well.
Well.
Superman does good.
Doneness.
I just did this well.
Doneness.
Or not well.
Doneness.
Fuck that. That steak was good, though. You can find us on Instagram at Dudes Talking Shit. Find Ryan on Instagram at Drunk Ryan. And Travis on Instagram at
TVan23.
Send him your dick pictures.
Later, shitheads.